...2023 NBA All-Star Game reserves came out, and the list is as follows. Eastern Conference: Drew Holiday, Jaylen Brown, Joel Embiid, Julius Randle, Bam Adebayo, DeMar DeRozan, and Tyrese Halliburton makes his first All-Star Game selection. For the Western Conference, we got SGA, Ja Morant, Domantas Sabonis, Lauri Markkanen, Jaren Jackson, Damian Lillard, and Paul George. Now, we talked about the all-snub team for the starters, okay? This one's a little more frustrating. Why don't we just start with the Eastern Conference? I'm going to eliminate James Harden, Jimmy Butler, and Anthony Davis simply due to games played, okay? Haven't missed a lot of games, so I'm going to eliminate them off rip. James Harden's stats don't even count as... So when you're looking at the league leaders, okay, when you're looking at the team leaders and stats, his stats don't show up even though he's averaging 20 and 11. They're still showing Joel Embiid as the team leader in assists. Same thing with Jimmy Butler. He doesn't count towards any statistics because he hasn't played enough percentage of the games. And same thing with Anthony Davis. Now, those three play very well when they have played, but time miscounts. So I'm going to get rid of those three. Now, starting in the Eastern Conference, let's look at Jalen Brunson, Trae Young, Brook Lopez, Nick Claxton. In just my opinion, I don't think I would include Brook Lopez or Nick Claxton. They're playing pretty well. But, I mean, if I'm looking at Brooklyn, I think of KD and Kyrie. And then if I look at Milwaukee, I'm thinking of Giannis and Drew Holiday a little bit. Let's start with Trae Young. Trae Young is averaging 27 points and 9 assists. But they're in the 8th seed. They're 26 and 26, 17 and 17 in the East, 9 and 9 versus the West. And their team plus minus is a total of 0. Meaning they're scoring 6,057 points this season and they give up 6,057 points. And you're an 8th seed. That kind of work against you. That's probably why they didn't select Trae Young. Their team is just simply mediocre and his numbers hasn't resulted in wins, especially adding DeJounte Murray to the equation when dude was playing crazy phenomenal in San Antonio just last year. I was the one at the beginning of the season saying it's probably not going to work as well as everybody thinks, and I was absolutely correct. Siakam. I have no problem with him being in the mix of things, okay? My only complaint against Siakam is 25, 8, and 6, but Toronto is 7 games under 500. He is the first player in NBA history to have those type of averages and not make an All-Star game. I wonder why. Your team isn't playing very well even though you're getting a lot of numbers. It looks like you're just getting big numbers for a bad team. But let's talk about Jalen Brunson and Drew Holiday, okay? Everybody knows that Giannis is a perennial all-star, perennial, superstar caliber player, MVP, all-time great, one of the best players to ever play the game at this point, and he's still very young. I'm not going to go as far to say that he's carrying Milwaukee, but he carries majority of the load. Drew Holiday is averaging 19 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists compared to Jalen Brunson, who's averaging 23 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 6 assists. And look at his team success. In 2022, the Knicks were 8 games under 500. Right now, they're currently 3 games over 500 and sitting in the 7th seed. Also, take this into account. He has a better shooting percentage across the board. Field goal, free throw, and three-pointer percentage better than Drew Holiday, and he has a better assist to turnover ratio. Now, Milwaukee, they're number 2 in the East, but again, Giannis is carrying quite a bit of that load, so he isn't quite responsible to the level that Jalen Brunson is for the Knicks' success this season. So that's why I would actually take Jalen Brunson, swap him with Drew Holiday. I get it. Milwaukee's number 2, so they probably deserve to have 2 All-Stars. So does Brooklyn, and then Boston, I think, as well. That's fair. But if I was to swap anyone out and add another player in due to the team's success and the impact that he's had this season, it'd probably Jalen Brunson for Jrue Holiday. Before I go on to the Western Conference, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on all things outside the playbook and be aware when new videos are dropped, so turn that bell on as well. Let's talk about the West. All right, Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, they're having solid years, but they're not having all-star caliber years to where I would add one of them or both of them to Nikola Jokic out of the Western Conference. Joker is averaging a 25-point triple-double, and the Denver Nuggets are #1 in the West. The reason why I wouldn't add one of them is because I feel like there's other players on other teams that are contributing more to the success of their individual teams at the higher points of the Western Conference, 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. In my opinion, that's probably why Jaren Jackson got selected. I don't have a problem with that. I just think there's other individuals more deserving in comparison. Now, again, 25-point triple-double. Joker's really carrying a lot of the load, and he's responsible for pretty much all of the good things that's happening in Denver right now. Even though Murray and Gordon are having a lot of success, they're feeding off Joker. No doubt about it. If I look at Edwards and Fox, okay? Edwards and Fox, they're playing pretty much at the same level. Edwards is at 25, 6, and 4. Fox is at 24, 4, and 6. But De'Aaron Fox has the Sacramento Kings along with Sabonis already been selected. So talking about Fox now, they're at third seed and they're 9 games over 500. Looking at Minnesota, they lost some pretty winnable games, playing in some tough games against bad teams. Granted, they don't have Karl Anthony Towns, but that team still has 3 All-Stars in D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards, and Rudy Gobert. They should be able to pull out a lot of these games. Now, as of late, they've been playing pretty well. They just got a win over Golden State just the other night. Considering they're 26-26, it's probably not saying much. But head-to-head, I got to say De'Aaron Fox because he has them at #3 in the West. You gave Memphis 2 All-Stars. Sacramento should be another team that has 2 All-Stars considering how well they're playing. If you want to make the case that Denver, too, should have 2 All-Stars to mimic the Eastern Conference top 3 teams having 2 All-Stars, that's fine. But De'Aaron Fox should have been included on the West, and Jalen Brunson should have been included on the East. Now, we have our all snub team, right? How about this? The NHL has 3 games, all right? 2 divisions play against each other, another 2 divisions play against each other, and then they meet in the final game. That's 3 games. Why don't you have a situation where the all snub team, they may not be counted as an all-star selection, have players vote for the all snub team, 12 players, they go toe-to-toe with the East and the West, winner keeps a $1 million. That's my philosophy on it. Give these guys a chance because they earned it throughout the entire year. Because we went from a traditional East to West game to a pickup game. Why not add something else in there to mix things up even further? Get these guys that's playing career years. I mean, like I said, Siakam 25, 8, and 6. Trae Young 27 and 9. Jrue Holiday is playing well, but I selected Jalen Brunson. Edwards is at 25, 6, and 4. Fox is at 24, 4, and 6. Those are really good all-star level numbers. If you want to go a different route, remember, it's really not a set thing. You can make changes at any time to how these all-star games are set up. Not to mention, James Harden is also averaging 21 and 11. You can pull off an all-snub team, all-snub game, see what happens, throw something in there to mix things up. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments what you think. That's one more for the good guys. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think in the comments. That's one more for the good guys.